Good afternoon, welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be looking at the Sylvaneth for 4th edition Age of Sigmar, and let's see what the trees have to offer for the new edition. That's right, the trees Sylvaneth are today's faction focus. A faction that plays its own type of Warhammer. At least that's how it's always been like when I've played against them. They're an annoying faction to play against. They kind of score points without actually playing the game of Warhammer. It's very annoying to play. So hopefully we'll see some interesting changes and they can actually come back and play the game with the rest of us. But they're a very cool faction, very awesome models. Dryads, tree men, the sort of spirit wood elf type elements into it with sort of like a forest naturey vibe. Pretty cool, really easy to paint if you like using contrast paints and speed paints and stuff. And yeah, some pretty awesome looking models to boot. So let's have a little look at the battle traits. And yeah, wow, not many. They don't have many of the traits, which is interesting. So they've got a once per turn army, end of any turn. Pick any number of friendly Sylvaneth units wholly within 6 inches of a friendly Awakened Realm Rod to be the target. They get to heal D3 for each target. And that's an any amount. So if you've got quite a few, and hopefully you'll probably be able to summon more of these woods, and I imagine they're going to work a bit like gnarl holes for the Skaven, you'll be able to heal. So that's an interesting one. Strike and fade, the rule I hate the most. So let's see what this is like. So it's once per turn army, end of any turn. Pick a friendly Sylvaneth unit that is in combat and wholly within 6 inches of a friendly Awakened Realm Rod to use this ability. Remove the unit from the battlefield and set it up again on the battlefield more than 9 inches from all enemy units and wholly within 6 inches of a different friendly Awakened Realm. Right, so you're still going to be able to do the stupid thing that you can currently do in 3rd edition, where you can set up a Realm Rod within 6 inches or within 9 inches of an enemy model, teleport to that said Realm Rod, or basically get within a range of it, and then at the end of that combat phase, the end of the turn, teleport out. Now, it is at the end of the turn, which is a different clarification, because I believe currently in 3rd edition, it is as soon as they fight, they get to teleport away. I had a very nasty game against a Durthu teleporting into my line, was able to get around past the screen because it come off a summoned Awakened Realm Rod, and it butchered my Fusiliers. Gotrek was only 6 inches away, and I knew fine well that I was going to be able to get in there, and he just teleported away, and I was never able to get Gotrek into the tree to kill it. So at least this is at the end of the turn, so you're going to get to at least strike back and put some damage onto that model before it does disappear. So that's a little bit better, I suppose. So once per turn army, your movement phase, pick a friendly Sylvaneth unit that is not in combat and wholly within 6 inches of a friendly Awakened Realm Rod to use this ability. Remove the unit from the battlefield and set it up again on the battlefield more than 9 inches from all enemy units and wholly within 6 inches of a different friendly Awakened Realm Rod. So you can still do the jank. The jank is still there, but it's kind of sort of moved now to the end of the turn and in your army phase. So yeah, I was hoping to see that disappear and them get something a little bit different, but oh well, it is what it is. At least it's kind of now changed to the end of the turn, so it could be a little bit better. Lords of the Clan, Healing Song. When using the Endless Growth ability, friendly Sylvaneth monsters heal 3 instead of D3. That's okay. And then Lore of the Deepwood, so Tree Song, casts on a 6, so you pick a friendly Sylvaneth wizard to be the cast of the spell. Roll 2d6. If there are fewer than 3 friendly Awakened Realms Whelmwoods on the battlefield, and you can set up a new one within 18 inches of the caster and more than 3 inches from all enemy units, objectives, and other terrain features. And if there are already 3 friendly Awakened Realmwoods on the battlefield, heal 3 to each friendly Awakened Realmwood. So again, it's just like the Narwhal spell of bringing in the Narwhal, so you're only ever going to have a maximum of 3 of these. So talking about the jank that this army is obviously going to be able to do, and the shenanigans, at least this time we can actually target the trees and get rid of them. So, you know, there is that. If you are worried about a Durthu teleporting around, charging into your lines and then teleporting away, the easiest way to get rid of that is by removing the trees. So if you can get a counter charge into the trees, kill the trees before the end of the turn, and then it can't run away, because it has to be within 9 inches of it. So there's always that now counter to it, which is good to see, because that was so annoying. And this is an unlimited spell, so obviously, you know, it's going to be done more than once to get those 3 trees back. So Alariel, the Ever Queen, a really amazing model. Basically a big giant goddess riding around on a massive beetle. So she has a 3-up save, a 6-up ward. It flies. She's a wizard 3, a monster, hero, unique, wardmaster, all that good stuff. She has a movement of 14, a health of 16, control of 5. She has the Spear of Kurnoth. One day we might actually get proper Kurnoth. Range of 12, 1 attack, hits on a 2s, probably going to roll that one. Wound of 3, 2 rend, 4 damage. That's pretty beefy. And then obviously in melee, it's 5 attacks, 3s followed by 3s, 2 rend, 2 damage. And then the Great Antlers for the Beetle, which is 6 attacks, 4s followed by 2s, 2 rend, 4 damage companion. And that does drop down to 4 attacks once you get 10 damage or more onto this model. So in any of your hero phase, and any fit hero phase, you could got Life Bloom, so you pick one of the following effects, add 1 to the casting rolls for this unit for the rest of the turn, or heal 2d3 to this unit. Pretty good. You also have in your hero phase a spell. You've got Metamorphosis, so you pick a visible enemy unit within 12 inches of this unit to be the target, then make a casting roll of 2d6, needing a 7 or more, and then you inflict 2d3 mortal damage on the target. If the target is destroyed by this spell, you can immediately resolve the effect of the Tree Song spell as if the unit had successfully cast it. Basically, you kill a unit and it turns into a forest. Kind of spouts trees out of their body. Cool. Kind of thematic, kind of cool. So in your movement phase, you've got the Right of Life, so you can pick a friendly Sylvaneth unit that has been destroyed to be the target, and then use this ability to basically bring it back. You roll a 4+ and set up the replacement unit at half strength, rounding up within 9 inches of a friendly Awakened Realmwood, and more than 9 inches from all enemy units. If the target was a monster, allocate 8 damage points to the replacement unit. Ward rolls cannot be made for those damage points. So basically, you can bring back Tree Men and Durthus and all of those big monsters that you have in the faction. So that's kind of good. Then once per turn army, any charge phase, living battling ram, this is your big giant beetle going on a runner. If this unit charged this turn, pick an enemy infantry unit within 1 inch to be the target, and on a 3+, inflict an equal amount of damage on the target equal to the roll. So if you roll a 3 mortal damage. If you roll a 4, 5, 6, etc. So yeah, she's pretty good. She has lost the summon ability. So there is no more longer the once per battle where you're bringing in a unit of Kurnoth Hunters or a unit of Dryads or things like that. So that is gone, or at least it appears to be gone. So we got Spirit of Durthu, my favourite tree of trees, and an absolute problem child when it comes to fighting them. He has a 3-up save, he has a movement of 5, he has 14 health, he has control of 5, he is a hero and he is a monster. He is not unique, so you can bring more than one Spirit of Durthu, which is very weird because he is basically a named character. So he has the Virulent Blast, which is 12 inches, 5 attacks, 4s followed by 3s, 1 rend, 2 damage, no abilities. He has his Great Sword, which does get worse. You lose 1 attack if you get 10 damage onto him. Hits on 3s, rooms on 2s, 2 damage, 5 damage per hit. And he has anti-monster +1 rend. And then he's got massive impaling talons, 2 attacks, 4s followed by 2s, 2s and 3 damage. And he also does crits, mortals on 6s to 8. So he is not shabby. That is some serious amount of output he's putting in. That is putting him definitely on par with the cows for the Lumineth, and pretty scary. That 5 damage from those 4 attacks is, yeah, pretty scary indeed. So he has a once per turn army, any combat phase, Titanic Duel. This is his rampage. Pick an enemy monster in combat with this unit to be the target. Roll a dice on a 3+, subtract 1 from the attack characteristics of the target's melee weapons for the rest of the turn. Cool. Because he is a pretty much, he's kind of geared like looking to be a monster killer, so screwing over monsters before he whaps them and then teleporting away is kind of his thing. And then he has passive, a Wrathful Guardian, so add 1 to the hit rolls for this unit's combat attacks while the target is within 3 inches of an Awakened Realmwood. So the good way of sort of countering this is 1, kill those stupid forests. 2, don't get anywhere within 3 inches of them, and try to make sure he's away from 9 inches of them so he isn't running away at the end of the turn. He only has a 3-up save, so you can possibly push him that into a 5, and he only has 14 damage. He's still going to do some damage to you once he gets into your lines, but then that's what Durthu does. So yeah, expect to see him in most Sylvaneth armies. Then we got Spite Revenants. These are the alternative versions of these tree Revenants. They're the little angry emo type ones. They have a 5-up save. They've got a move of 5. They've got a health of 2 and a control of 1. And they've got Talons and Fangs, 3 attacks, 3s followed by 4s, no Ren 1 damage, but they do mortal damage on 6s. And in any combat phase, pick an enemy infantry unit in combat to be the target, and on a 3+, the target cannot use commands for the rest of the turn. So pretty cool. Now, they used to have a lot of bravery shenanigans in 3rd edition, but obviously bravery is now being removed. So they now kind of just shut down commands, which is kind of good. I'm hopefully wanting to see some synergies with these and Dryker, because Dryker is kind of the angry emo tree that kind of runs around with these ones. So I'd like to see some form of synergy between the two War Scrolls, but we'll have to see how that works when the faction pack hopefully drop next week. And then we have the Spite Rider, this Lancers. These are one of the newer units that come out this edition, or 3rd edition. They're like a bug flying cavalry with a tree revenant on it. They've got a 4-up save, they've got a 12-inch move, they've got a health of 5 and a control of 2. And obviously you've got champion, musician, standard bearer and the like. They are cavalry. They have their lances, which is 3 attacks, 3s followed by 4s, 1 rend, 1 damage, with all of the abilities. +1 damage on the charge. Nice. Anti-cavalry, +1 rend. That's interesting that it's a +1 cavalry. I'm actually quite in shock that it's not 3s and 3s, because I just thought that Games Workshop hate Cities of Sigmar cavalry right now, but they clearly don't. So 3s followed by 4s is not too bad. And then obviously the mount, which is better than a horse because it's a giant beetle. It's got 3 attacks, 4s followed by 3s, 1 rend, 1 damage, and it's got +1 damage on the charge. So pretty cool that, like, as it comes from mounts, these guys are actually going to be doing some work. So they've got Forest Fighters. So this unit has a coherency of 2-inch range. That's because their wings are massive, so they get a little bit extra space. At the end of any turn, they can heal 3 to this unit. That's pretty cool. So you like just a random heal that they're just going to get at the end of the turn is quite nice. And then any combat phase, if this unit charges this turn, roll a dice on a 3+. This unit has to strike first for the rest of the turn. That's going to tie nicely into the strike and fade. You're going to want to strike first. You're going to do as much damage as you can, and then you are literally going to teleport away at the end of the turn. Yeah, I'd expect to see these. There is another version of the cavalry on the bugs, so hopefully we'll see what they're like as well. And then we have the word from the studio. So obviously the the Spearhead boxes, the Revenants, the Branch Wraith, the Kernel Hunters, and the Tree Man. And that Tree Man can be made into 3 different versions. You can be making the normal Tree Lord, you can make the Tree Lord Ancient, which is the wizard version of a Tree Man, and you can also make a Spirit of Durthu, which is what you're definitely going to be making out of that kit. We also have, like, you know, the watered down version of the Strike and Fade and stuff like that. And we get a little glimpse at the Kernel Hunters and kind of get a rough idea of what they're going to look like in their proper form in Age of Sigmar. So an 18-inch range for the bow. Now, that's the one thing that I wanted to look at straight away. These guys used to have a 30-inch range, but to be 18 inches is pretty big. 2 attacks, 3s followed by 3s, 1 damage, 2 render. If they keep that, that is a big, big, big change to the Kernel Hunters. And obviously tomorrow we're going to be finishing off the faction focuses with Blades of Khorne, potentially one of my new factions for Age of Sigmar 4th edition. And yeah, I'll also be doing a video tomorrow where I'll be rounding out my favourite 5 factions, all of them that we've seen over the past few weeks, and some of the ones that I'm not really impressed with. But with the trees, I'm a little bit sad that Fight and Fade is still there. I was hoping that rule would disappear into the ether, but it is what it is. But at least it's now changed and clarified to be the end of the turn. So you are going to get to fight against them before they run away. So you can actually engage in a game of Warhammer with the Sylvaneth, which is good to see. Durthu looks scary. Alariel looks nice. No summoning. And it's all about those trees. So if you are worried about fighting against them, remember, kill the trees and they can't run away from you. All right. So tomorrow is the big Khorne. Let's see. Hopefully, I really hope we get to see Scarbrand. Really, really hoping to see what the big man is going to be able to do. And I will be back tomorrow. So if you like what I do, please like, subscribe, share. Mainly subscribe. We're about to hit 3,000 subscribers, which is awesome. And I will see you in tomorrow's video, people. Goodbye for now.